So hi, hello, and welcome again. Microbehunter here. I'm Oliver, and this little thing that I 3D printed, yeah, you see there's a tiny hole over here. It goes over the condenser of my microscope, and it is able to significantly improve the image quality by reducing glare and light reflections. Okay, so therefore it significantly improves the contrast of the image. Yeah, of course, if you don't have a 3D printer, you can also try this with a little bit of cardboard, maybe some dark cardboard where you punch in tiny holes here. And I would like to, first of all, show you how the difference looks like. So, for example, you see this is yeah, under the microscope, and you see that there's this white hazy layer over it. That's all because of a light reflection. And when you put this thing, this little thing over it, then you can see that the light reflections significantly are reduced, and the contrast really goes much is much higher and much better image quality. Now the question is why actually is that, and why did other people not invent this before? Well, actually, it was already invented before. It is simply called Köhler Illumination, but it's done differently. More expensive microscopes have so-called Köhler Illumination. This is that they have over the lamp a so-called a field diaphragm, which can be opened and closed. So you can actually restrict the width of the light beam this way. And this field diaphragm should not be confused with the condenser aperture diaphragm, which I have over here. Yeah, I mean, mechanically it works similar, right? But the function is completely different. The condenser aperture diaphragm is there to control the angle of the light beam, and this way you're controlling contrast and also depth of field and also resolution. But by opening and closing the field diaphragm, you're changing the width of the light beam, and this way you can actually reduce the amount of glare and light reflections. And again, not all microscopes have that. Actually, only the better microscopes have Köhler illumination. So if you now have a photo tube connected, and if you take pictures, then sometimes you might not be quite happy with the image quality because of the light reflections, because you cannot close down the Köhler diaphragm. And I just want to illustrate this to you how strong this effect is I've just taken a short peek through the photo tube. So when you are looking down into the photo tube, you can see when you open and close the field diaphragm of the Köhler illumination, you can actually see that when you close it down, that there is less light reflection from the sides of the photo tube. And when you open the Köhler diaphragm, then there is significantly more light reflection and more glare. And this is actually the thing that causes this loss of contrast. Yeah, in the image. Now I said, well, actually, if there's light bouncing around inside the photo tube, why can I not simply insert some dark paper, black paper maybe, and it's supposed to absorb all of this reflected light. Unfortunately, as you can see here with some paper, it does not really change a lot. The paper is also so reflective that it also basically it was not able to reduce the stray light so much. Maybe I have to use some kind of a very rough corrugated cardboard or something like that, which might work better, or maybe some cloth or something, which maybe might absorb the light better. However, I didn't try that. I found this method here to work just as fine. Now, when you basically insert this here over the condenser, then the width is also reduced. Of course, you might have to lower the condenser a little bit, because after all, this series is about 1 millimeter in height. This doesn't matter. But by essentially restricting the light only to the part of the objective which actually is picked up, therefore you're reducing the stray light. Disadvantage of the system is that for each magnification, for each objective rather, you need to have a separate one of those. So you need to exchange it. Now, having said that, this is probably only needed if you're actually taking pictures through the microscope, because you will, in most cases, not see a huge difference simply by observing through the eyepieces. And I found this problem with the glare to be most strongest when actually through the photo tube, and therefore it's quite useful. Well, actually, for my microscope, I don't need that. It's just because I do have Köhler illumination, right? but I just wanted to put this on top here and show it to you that this actually also works, right? So in that case, it's a little bit of a workaround, and it's a very simple and cheap solution that I can highly recommend. Why am I making this video? It's because I recently got indeed an email from one of my viewers who basically noticed that there is some significant glare and reflection inside his images, and his microscope did not have a Köhler illumination. So for this reason, I recommended and suggested a method like this. Of course, you might not have a 3D printer. Take a little bit of cardboard and punch a couple of holes in it and put it directly over the condenser, and it will also work fine. Yeah, so that's pretty much all I wanted to share with you today. There is a comment section, of course, below. Maybe you would like to also share your experiences. From my side, that's all. I wish you all the best. Happy microbe hunting as always, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.